This is Musie's YouTube podcast, recorded at 12:48 a.m. on May 19, 2013. The topic at hand is going to be Doctor Who. I normally make this a combined effort with other characters of my liking, and I was going to make this a whole big podcast in general elsewhere. I don't know how much time I'll have to actually do full-on recording, since I am by myself currently. One of my roommates went up to bed, so I'm by myself. And I got the chance to watch The Name of the Doctor, I think is the name of the episode that we got to watch. Doctor Who. I can give you a simple review of the episode. I'll tell you this right now, it was fantastic. I was very enthusiastic by the acting, the atmosphere, the drive. Everything was fantastic. The only problem I'm having is Moffat. This is not going to be a positive review on his end. I am so sorry, sir, if you are listening. This isn't anything against Doctor Who. This isn't, well, it kind of is. The concept needs to be reiterated, but that doesn't take away from the character. And what I mean is, I was actually talking to a friend earlier on Facebook about the recent episode, because she's more emotionally attached to Doctor Who than I am. But if anything, I've gotten the chance to watch the episode, and I got the chance to reiterate what I know of the Doctor. And I started to finally come to terms with my problem with Doctor Who. I've been watching it for the longest time now. I'm on the third Doctor. I'm almost on to the fourth. Plus keeping up with the current episodes of Doctor Who. Here's my problem with Doctor Who. The concept of a mad man in a box is awesome. It's a great original story. But when you have original writers and different directors over the years, it causes flaws. You have a lot of I have a lot of problems with the show, okay? There are continuity errors, bad writing, flaws with the bad guys, etc. But I also have a lot of good things to say about Doctor Who. Okay? Within its continuity errors and within everything that's been considered bad, that most strict storytellers and strict reviewers would say as probably not a very good show. It actually, in its roughneck ideas, it isn't. But it is. With the fan base, everyone in the fan base has this real big love for the Doctor, and that's not a bad thing. It's not. That's not the problem, okay? I have an infatuation for the Doctor as a character, all the Doctors in one concept. Because, let's admit it, most of us being female, although there are male people who have the fond for the Doctor as well, because we look up to the Doctor almost as if he's a god. In fact, he technically kind of is for a lot of people. And through all the thick and thin and all of the hardships and the shadows that follow him, the dark paths that he has traveled, we've come to a conclusion that the Doctor is indeed this sad, broken man, but yet still lives life like he's a happy, jolly child, and I think that's okay. It gives us this dual character. Throughout his life, we're giving two sides to each side of the Doctor. Each incarnation shows that. I don't think there's ever a incarnation that only shows one side. There's always this dual-sided character. And throughout the years, people have used the Doctor as a coping mechanism, comparing ourselves to the companion and wanting to be taken away in a big blue box to travel through time and space. And I understand everyone's concerned for that. And that everyone wants to do that, and that's everyone's goal in mind. That helps them get through the day. And everyone's sad that the series could end soon. Everyone's kind of thinking, oh no, is this really going to go as far as we thought it would? But if anything, I'm kind of gifted and glad that I got to see the episodes I have gotten to see thus far. I want to have a Time Lord to myself. I want to have a TARDIS. I'm one of those people who want to see the Doctor and be taken away by his hand and see other worlds. And I don't know his pain personally, but I know of his pain. I want to give the man a hug every time I see him. This episode we were just seeing is fantastic. It is absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, well acted. If I was actually a little bit more invested in the episode, I would have probably cried. But because I was actually busy getting my previous podcast up, I was a little distracted by it. And I couldn't get completely invested. But that's just because of me. That's not because of the episode. The episode is not it is engaging. I just don't get as engaged as most fans. So it's not the episode's fault for that kind of reaction. What I have a problem with is that throughout all of this observation of who this character is and what he's done for people as a character, giving children an idol, this astronomical idol, and we have this person whom people want to be and want to be with, who's not even real. Let's put religious gods aside, okay? Because I'm sure there's like some religious bastardizing going on right now, but I really don't care. I want to give the guy a hug. I want to give the doctor a hug. I want to walk up to him and go, it's okay, let us hold you for once. I want to have a fan art gif of me holding all the doctors as they like fade in and out, and I'm just hugging him as he regenerates, and it just loops. There's no way to really make that, but it would be fantastic if I could. And all I can really say is that the show has made me cry. There have been some really badly written episodes, but it still makes me cry because there's this guy who just can't cut a break traveling in this trap. And in spite of all that, we keep rooting for him, even though he's a little flawed. But we keep rooting for him. He's a hero and a villain all at the same time. This amazing culture, this amazing concept that we have come to see and meet and greet and collaborate with is amazing. This universe, this Gallifrey, this doctor. I watched last night's episode and I was ecstatic up until the end. The ending, once we got to see, and I'm sorry, there's spoilers, I'll put it in the title, spoilers. Spoilers? The scar tissue of him traveling through time and space. And then there's Clara. I'm pissed. Fact, I'm pissed. I'm a little pissed that Clara is who she is. Not to go against her acting. Her actor is fantastic. She's great. She's a great actor. I just can't get behind Moffat's thinking. I don't like the idea that Moffat has decided the character to be what she is. I won't say what she is, but what he's done to her. And what her character development and what she has become hurts. And it sucks. Why does it hurt so much? Well, it's kind of hard to not reveal what she is by just evading it because what she becomes is the problem. What it does is it completely rewrites everyone else's past concepts of the Doctor. By Moffat writing the character as he did, he basically rewrites everything that has happened a little bit up until this point. So basically what we are experiencing here is Moffat putting Clara in the beginning ever since the first Doctor. She's been there the whole time. He doesn't see her. He doesn't know her. He finally remembers her just now. But nothing's come of it. Until now. I'm a little pissed. Because now Moffat has basically slapped this concept in everyone's faces. Now all the actors and the storytellers of the past for the Doctor has basically been rewritten and is null and void. Basically, what they understood as his story is gone. Basically because she's always been there, even though he never usually hears her, he never usually sees her. It's hard to explain. how do I say this? Because of this big controversy now, because of what she is and what she's done to the doctors, it basically has shut everything down in my mind in terms of her character. In the first place, throughout the whole season, we really didn't see Clara Oswin do anything. We really haven't. We know she's really good with kids, like souffles, and is really good with computers, which, by the way, never comes back. That information's, like, gone now. It's, like, does not exist. We know she's too perfect, and that's about it. We don't see any in-depth character development. She's one of the most flattest characters I have seen. Again, that doesn't have anything to do with her actor. Her actor's fantastic. I just can't stand her. I have no sympathies with the character at all. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I just have no sympathies at all. And so, with all of that said and done, including all of the series up until now, Moffat has basically given us probably one of the most pimp-slapping, I'm the motherfucking boss now kind of resolutions, is that she's always been there. I can't get behind this. It is a piece of crap concept. It hurts. Because now that means all the previous writers who have tried to do their job in creating these awesome stories and try to portray the character through their own storytelling, and the actors who portrayed the Doctor has basically become null and void. And now Moffat has slapped this in all of their faces. Oh, well, this is what really happened. It kind of just shuts up all the writers and the actors and replaces them. Knowing this is what Clara is and has become, I can't get behind it. What should have probably happened from the beginning, and I know you can't really predict this, but I think if you own the rights to a show, and you are the head honcho, you are the one and only who can do anything about this, then I would probably say that if you had known that it was starting to pick up, that you would have had a book. Whoever the original creator of Doctor Who was, whoever created the show, was in charge of the stories, was in charge of the universe, of how Doctor Who worked. Not just the writers, but whoever owned Doctor Who. If you do anything like this again, this big of a show, and expands this amount of time, because that's the problem with this show. It expands 50, years. We've had how many writers, how many actors, and they're all portrayed differently, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, he regenerates, so something bad, something's going to change. His personality's going to shift. That's fine. Except, it changes so much. It changes so much. And it just rips me apart that that's how this whole concept of how the Doctor works. And I'm just kind of ripped a little bit because I'm like, so what is the boiled down truth? What should have happened from the very beginning was that there was a book. If you suspect that your stories and that your show's going to keep kicking on and it's going to be passed on to different directors, you have a book. You write down everything that is continual to that world, that concept, that character, and in order for you to direct or write for that show, you sign a contract saying you will follow that book's lineage and concepts and ideas and everything. That way, there is no writing issues. And basically what Moffat has done is take Clara and turned her into this is a character who's always been there, air quote. Okay, my air quote here, been there, even though she's never been there. Basically, Moffat is giving himself the crown and basically wearing it and saying, well, she's actually always been there. That's my idea, and that's fine. But I'm losing faith in the show. And the show has done a lot for society and a lot for people. I don't want it to become something you just rub off. I don't want it to become something you just blow off on some idle Tuesday. I feel like Moffat has taken the character and just basically ripped apart the other writers of the past episodes and TV shows that this show has offered and basically just rubbed it in their face. I don't like this. If you don't like that I say that, then more power to you. You like the show, I'm not gonna hate you for that. That's not what I'm here for. If you are all the way behind, Doctor Who, fine. Excuse me. That's fine. I'm not here to beat you in the butt. But I can't get behind Moffat anymore for Doctor Who, and let alone the show Doctor Who has slowly become decrepit, if that's even a word. Because we had this beautiful concept from the past, and it's grown. It has evolved, it's changed, not only with the graphics and the black and white to color, but from the way that they display their morals and their displays of their interactions of characters and the way that the Doctor has grown. Suddenly it means nothing to me because Clara was always there. When you said it was going to be a really epic story and it changes everything, I didn't know you meant this, Moffat. I didn't know you meant that, this basically changes what the previous writers had in mind for the character. So I guess that gives me every right to basically slip her in those stories. You're basically ripping off another writer's concept. Another writer's ideal of the story. Usually when that occurs, especially when it came to writing River Song, the two writers actually got together and, if you're going to write River and I'm going to be the next writer, I want her in, she's going to be in the next series, what do you want? The previous writer was like, okay, what do you want me to write? And just, Moffat was like, just write this line, that way it can continue on, and that was an agreed upon. But when you're taking something that was all the way back from, the 60s and so on, I just can't, no. I'm slowly giving up on Doctor Who because of what you guys have done as writers. Moffat, honestly, I like Davies' stories better. I don't think they were written better, but the concepts were better. Moffat's a better writer, but I don't like his stories. It's really weird to think that. Go back to my previous podcast on number 14 if you want more of what I'm talking about. But he's a better writer for concept, Davies, but Moffat's a better writer as in descriptions and concepts and the way that things are said by other characters. So there's that for you. I'm slowly losing faith in Doctor Who. Not to say it's a bad show, but I think the writers could do better. I think Moffat is better with Sherlock. I think he's better with original. Not to say Sherlock is original, because that goes all the way back to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's day, but he started completely fresh with Sherlock. With Doctor Who, he's continuing a concept that's already been there, so I don't feel like it's doing a good enough job, because he's got to pick up from someone else's slack, and that's the weakness of Doctor Who. You're picking up where someone else left off, and you can only do so much for originality without feeling like you're hitting continuity errors and bad guy errors and any kind of error, really. And it kind of sucks. I heard Moffat's supposed to be done after this year, after 2014, I think. So, not to say that he's bad, he's just not good with Doctor Who. That's my thing, he's just not very good with Doctor Who. And although the episode wasn't bad, it wasn't bad at all. Not saying that. Don't go there, kids. It was great. The acting was fantastic. The music was great. The atmosphere was fantastic. I mean, it's fantastic. I say fantastic lightly, but inside the child in me is like screaming. It was so beautiful. If I was more into the episode, actually paying more attention, having a bag of popcorn in front of me, I'd probably be crying like a little baby because it was such a good episode. But I digress. So basically, yeah, I'm losing faith in the show. I'm probably going to go back to the older episodes now and try to catch up because I have no faith in Moffat or the show now because of it. And I hopefully, if once Moffat leaves, if someone else is going to take over, then hopefully that changes. But the weakness of Doctor Who is when you've run a show for 50 years and you have how many different writers, you have to pick up where somebody left off. And then there's continuity errors. And then there's, it's not actually this, it's this. And then you end up having patches. And you end up having to fix things and that doesn't need fixed, or change that doesn't need changed, and it becomes a problem. So I'm a little ripped and torn that this has happened and that this is a episode concept. I knew they weren't going to say the name. Nobody really wants to hear the Doctor's name. That's fine. I hope that forever stays a mystery, because we don't need to know that. It's not important. But the fact that Clara is who she is, and as she was written, becoming something of the past, even though it wasn't written in anybody else's stories, I think that really rips the story, the whole concept apart. I feel like it really rips it a good one. And it hurts. I don't like that they did that. So that really just shot it for me. It was a great episode up until that. By the way, 5 minutes left here, and I'm going to go ahead and just ask this. Who in the hell is this John Hurt guy? I'm not saying he's a bad actor either. I heard he's really good at what he does. But who the hell is he? There are big rumors going around that the Doctor can only regenerate up to his 12th regeneration. And he's aware of these numbers, that Hartnell was his obvious first, and he's known that. That is his first. That's not the audience's first. That is his real first. He's number 11. Clara says this. He's number 11. Now, there's supposedly a rumor that John Hurt is going to be playing the Doctor between 8 and 9, that he chose to forget, and that because he didn't represent the Doctor in his true essence, he doesn't count him. So technically, Smith is number 12. And if you're only allowed 12 regenerations. But then there's a rumor going around that in the middle of 2014, during the next season, he's going to regenerate in the middle of the season. So there's that now. I don't know what the hell this guy is. I don't know. Apparently it continues in the 50th anniversary special, so there's that. And I'm supposed to just sit back and go, oh yeah, John Hurt as the Doctor. Who are you? It's like suddenly getting a name badge for working at some restaurant you didn't put an application for. You're just like, oh, hi, who are you? Oh, lovely, Joy. You're the manager. When did you come to the job? So, I don't know who this John Hurt guy is. I hope he's really good at what he does. I hope he just does the job justice, whatever he's supposed to be. And good luck to him. And congratulations, Matt. And I am so sorry, I can't remember who plays Clara, but you are a fantastic actor, as well as Matt Smith and everyone else on the job. You are all beautiful and awesome actors. Just don't rip apart the show anymore, Moffat. Shut up. I'm sick and tired of you. It's not even on an emotional fan base level. It's on the, oh my god, I can't believe you just did that. I'm angry at you for ruining, I don't want to say ruining Doctor Who, but ruining the concept. So, I'm going to get offline. Actually, if you guys noticed there was a little bit of a pause or a skip or an editing in the middle of the podcast, found out our air conditioning's not working. So that's fun. I'm roasting and sweating now, but that's okay. I can live through it. I got my hair cut today. I'll make it. I'll make it. There's a train outside, by the way, so that's nice sounding. At least that'll help us get some sleep tonight. But anyway, I'm going to report off and stop double posting podcasts, 'cause that's the thing. I'll talk to you guys later. I will post much later. Hopefully I can get things ready for school and clean up what trail I keep leaving over here in this little computer area. Because I do that a lot. I leave messes. So, yes, I love Doctor Who. It's done a lot for me, but it's done a lot of emotional attachment to me. I want to do more with it. I want to become part of this fandom, but Moffat, stop it. Stop it. Cause a universal reset, and let's just start with Hartnell all over again. Let's just forget this ever happened and start from the beginning again. Okay? Okay. Book. Get a book. Have them sign a contract that says you can't do anything that's against this book rules for this universe. That would just be perfect. It's the same thing what happened to Star Trek. Really? Star Trek, the new movies are just parallel universes and aren't canon to the original Star Trek? Bullcrap. So thanks for that, guys. I'm going to talk to you guys later. I'm done ranting as my roommate is walking around getting stuff kind of cleaned up, even though it's like 1:30 in the morning, but that's okay. Yay. So I will talk to you all later. Peace out. Thank you for listening to my rant. Leave me a comment below. What do you think about this? Good, bad, ugly, yada yada yada. Double posting. It's always fun. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Peace out.